How does food impact my mood? This is JJ Virgin, 4-time New York Times bestselling author, celebrity nutrition expert, and fitness Hall of Famer. I've been on a lifelong quest for answers to the toughest health questions. And now I'm sharing what I found with you. Welcome to Ask the Health Expert. Tanya K from Goop Health asks, how does food impact my mood? Hey, it's JJ, and today I've got nutritional psychiatry pioneer Dr. Naidoo with me. Now, Michelin-starred chef David Bouley describes Dr. Uma as the world's first triple threat in the food as medicine space. She's a Harvard-trained psychiatrist, professional chef graduating with her culinary school's most coveted award, and a nutritionist specialist. And fun fact, as a child, she was fascinated by space travel and wanted to be an astronaut. She'll be right back to answer this question. Stay with me. You're craving a little sweet, but you don't want to blow your diet. No worries, I gotcha. My dark chocolate coconut fiber bars will satisfy your sweet tooth with only 1 gram of sugar, plus the 11 grams of fiber help make your gut happy and healthy too. It tastes like a candy bar that's actually good for you. And because you're a listener, you can get 10% off while supplies last. Just go to jjvirgin.com/coconut and use the code BAR, all in caps, at checkout.
I thank you for asking that, because it's really not that obvious to a lot of us that, in fact, we are what we eat. And therefore, we are in control of how we feel emotionally through the food choices we make every single day. When I speak to people about this, I try to explain what I call 5 key concepts to understand the science behind it, because I do feel that when we understand how things happen, it makes us feel like we can better control what's happening to our bodies and, more importantly, to our brain. So neurooxidative stress is how food can damage or revitalize our brain cells. And by the food choices we make, and I'll run through a quick list at the end of this, we cause neurooxidative stress on the brain, and that then impacts how we feel. There are also foods that we eat that are somewhat unhealthy, highly processed, highly sugared, which lead to inflammation in the brain, which we call neuroinflammation. So foods can either increase or decrease this inflammation. Neuroplasticity is how foods can increase or decrease brain growth, so actual brain cells. And again, here, it's the health of our brain cells, the health of our body environment, how we eat, the biodiversity of our microbiome are all related to really healthy brain cells and health of the brain overall, which then impacts all our emotional states, including depression, including anxiety, including stress. I like to use the word emotional immunity because I understand this to be how foods can boost or lower our immunity through how we eat. So, understanding that we have a healthy immunity at all times has become even more important these days. Eating foods to boost our immunity and that being part of a healthy diet is also extremely important. And it's helpful to know that if you're taking good care of your physical health, you can actually really also be taking care of your brain health in the same way as well. One example there is, eating foods that are rich in vitamin C. Amongst others. And then we come back again full circle to the very important gut-brain connection, because in terms of how how food impacts our mood, the gut-brain connection directly mediates this through the vagus nerve, the anatomical connection between the gut and the brain. And it turns out that more than 90% of the body's serotonin receptors are in the gut. And because they're in the gut, it means 2 things. If you've ever been or taken an antidepressant medication, such as a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, otherwise called SSRIs, such as fluoxetine, otherwise called Prozac, or sertraline, otherwise called Zoloft, you may have initially experienced some gastrointestinal side effects, and this is because of the location of the serotonin receptors. These medications directly impact our mood through how they manage the serotonin levels in the brain. So if you understand, therefore, that more than 90% of the serotonin receptors are in the gut, you can therefore understand how this direct link between the gut and the brain makes much more sense. If what we're eating through our mouths goes to our stomachs and our gut, those foods, those substances, those nutrients, or in some cases the anti-nutrients, because they're the unhealthy foods, directly impact the serotonin receptors through how they get modulated through our gastrointestinal system, and this affects our brain. So the gut-brain connection becomes important from two perspectives: the actual anatomical link between our gut and our brain through the vagus nerve, as well as the fact that there's so many serotonin receptors in the gut. And those are just two of the most important points for you to remember in terms of understanding how food affects us and understanding that we are, in fact, what we eat.
This is JJ with Ask the Health Expert. I do this 5 times a week, so make sure you never miss a show by going to subscribetojj.com.